Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Going to be doing a story animated again today. I really like watching these ones. They are, again, always those kind of stories where they put an incredible kind of twist at the end. And it's nothing what I expected. It's nothing what I thought when I first saw the title. This one's called I'm a Gold Digger. I'm going to guess that they're a gold digger. So we're just going to go in with that. I'm not going to predict a thing. Not going to say anything, not going to predict anything other than there is a gold digger in this video, and that is it, because all my predictions end up being wrong.
Hey, my name is Henry, and I'm a gold digger.
Oh.
After I finished college, I worked at a number of companies, but I realized that it was not worth it. Working from 9 to 5 was not going to get me anywhere. I felt rich only during the first week of the month, and then I was just waiting for next month's salary.
That's me.
So, I decided to become a gold digger. I created a profile on one of those online dating apps, and I only poked rich, middle-aged women. I ended up meeting Sandra. She obviously had a few face fillers here and there, but overall, she was a very nice-looking lady.
Okay, so what? I'm sorry, he created a profile, and he was like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna poke these people because they look probably like the most rich, and I could probably spend my days doing absolutely nothing because they're so rich. This is very bizarre so far.
I went to meet her at her house, which was more like a mansion. She was wearing a red dress and a Rolex watch that was at least $200,000. Wow! When she saw me, she had a big smile and said, "You look better than the pictures."
Good.
We had a nice dinner of steak and wine that was made by her private chef. And then before I knew it, she leaned in to kiss me.
Oh.
It was okay. Now, Sandra is not stupid. She knew I was dating her because of her money.
Yeah.
But she needed someone beside her because she was too lonely after her husband died 10 years ago.
Oh.
We started dating, and 1 month later, she invited me to live with her.
Oh.
I was more than happy to move in.
This is
I had
quick.
access to everything she owned. You know, money, expensive cars and all, which meant I didn't have to work anymore. I could just play games all day and spend time with her. But then I met Sandra's daughter, Mandy.
Oh no.
Who was incredibly hot.
No.
I thought she would hate me because I was way younger than her mother.
Don't do it.
She said, "It's a cruel world out there, and I don't blame you for being a gold digger." Wow, she was so open and relaxed about it, which encouraged me to make the move. One night after dinner, while Sandra was making some phone calls, I came on really hard on Mandy. I
No.
moved my chair next to her and I started touching her blonde hair.
No.
Then I said, "You look amazing. Any guy would be lucky to have you." Then I leaned over to kiss her, and to my surprise, she didn't show any objection.
What the heck? Are you kidding me? What? Okay, no. Okay, so I guess she doesn't see him as a father figure in any kind of way. This story got really into it very quickly. We're only 2 minutes into this. What is even happening? But why?
We had a long kiss, but we stopped after we heard Sandra's footsteps. Then, everything became 10 times better.
No.
Sneaking out behind Sandra's back to be with Mandy was exciting.
No!
It was like pumping adrenaline into our bodies. We both enjoyed fooling around. Mandy and I would see each other when Sandra had business trips or when
Oh
she
my
was with her
God.
friends. It was so much fun. One time, Mandy and I agreed to meet in a hotel room to celebrate our 3-month anniversary. We found Sandra sitting on the bed looking furious.
Yes!
We were shocked to see her. We couldn't say a word. She said in a cold voice, "So, my sick boyfriend is cheating on me with my daughter. What a joke." Then she pressed a button on her phone and her bodyguard came in and started to hit me hard.
Oh!
Kicked me in my stomach to the point where I felt like throwing up. Then she turned to Mandy and said, "I hope you are happy with him because you're not getting any of my money anytime soon."
Whoa.
Mandy started screaming and shouting, saying, "You can't cut me off my inheritance, you hoe. You know it belongs to my father." But Sandra looked at her like she was looking at a bug and said, "Your dad is dead. It's my money now. You just watch and see." Then she walked out with her bodyguard, leaving us looking miserable.
Oh!
Andy and I sat there feeling desperate. My body was in pain and she was crying from what just happened. But something good came out of that incident. We realized that we were both in love.
Oh.
Going behind Sandra's back was wrong.
Yeah.
We really liked each other, so we decided to live together.
Oh.
I told Mandy, "Don't worry, dear, I'm going to take care of you." I took Mandy to live with me in my old apartment. We both got jobs and life was just about right. until she got pregnant. We both were surprised, but mostly worried. Mandy asked, "How are we going to take care of this baby? I mean, we barely have enough to take care of us."
Oh no.
I was worried about this too, but I tried to comfort her by saying, "I've got some savings and I could work 2 jobs to provide for you. Don't worry." I didn't know that everything would go downhill from that point on.
Wait, what? How?
Mandy gave birth to a beautiful baby girl that we called Nicole. Mandy stopped working to take care of the baby. Then one morning, though, my manager called me and said, "I'm sorry, but we have to let you go." I was shocked. I asked him why he said the decision came from the top manager. "If we don't fire you, we'll lose one of our biggest clients. I'm sorry, but we can't risk that."
No way.
That nasty old woman. She must be the one behind this. Oh, how I hated her. I begged and told him that I had a family and I'm expecting a baby. But he showed no mercy.
Oh.
I was fired. I tried to take different jobs here and there, but the pay I got didn't cover the bills and the baby's necessities. Suddenly, we couldn't afford staying at my old apartment.
Uh-oh.
We moved to a trailer house, and after that, we ended up in a homeless shelter.
Oh my God!
Our first night was horrible. People of all kinds were sleeping in the same room. I was afraid that Nicole would get sick because of how dirty the place was.
Oh.
Mandy was scared too. On our 4th night, Mandy couldn't take it. She screamed at me and said, "I can't put up with this horrible life anymore. You are the reason behind all of this.
Ooh.
I want out." "What do you mean?" I asked. "I mean, I'm going back to my mom. It was a mistake leaving that house for stupid love like this. I'm taking Nicole with me," she responded furiously. She didn't wait for me to say anything. She took Nicole and went out.
I love how she's just blaming him. Obviously, like, she agreed to do this in the first place. Obviously, she was probably thinking, "Oh yeah, sure, everything be fine and he's gonna take care of me and things." And yeah, I mean, it should be like a joint effort and everything, but there are times where things just don't work out and it gets bad. And the whole idea of a relationship is that you have to try and work together. If you really love each other, it's not something that just maintains itself. You work on your relationship. But I must admit, if I was in that situation, it would be looking pretty dire right now. If I had a baby, you know, we were living like that and it really wasn't the best place to have the baby because of germs and dirt. Yeah, I would probably be looking at least for a different alternative or something, or like begging my mum to take us all as a family. My mum would never do that, but that's not the point. We're talking in this scenario.
The following week, I received our divorce papers. I tried to call Mandy, but she didn't pick up the phone.
Oh my God!
Apparently, Sandra agreed to take her in only after she breaks up with me. I lost my family and I became depressed. I lived on the streets for months. Then one day while I was sipping my coffee, I noticed that an old man was about to fall. He was using his crutches and he slipped.
Oh!
I rushed to help him. After I made sure he was sitting on the bench, he said, "Thank you, young man. Would you like to join me for breakfast?"
Oh.
I was starving, so I agreed. We sat at a coffee shop and talked for hours. I ended up telling him my whole story. "I think I've got a job for you, if you're interested," he said. "Yes, I would do anything,"
Wait,
I
what
replied.
kind of job?
The old man turned out to be one of the richest businessmen in the city. He got me a job at his company with an initial salary of $10,000.
Whoa!
I was beyond excited. I haven't seen that money for a long time. I started working hard to show that man that I deserved the opportunity he had given me.
Aww.
And in a year, I became the CEO of all his companies. Life was going great again, and I thought about reaching out for Mandy. I wanted to have a relationship with my daughter Nicole. But unfortunately, I was told that Mandy had left the country to live in Europe.
What?
I was upset, but I couldn't do anything about it.
Oh my God.
Then I met another amazing girl. Her name was Elizabeth. She was the lawyer of one of our firms. We fell in love and got married and had 2 boys and a girl. I was happy and forgot everything about my past. But 20 years later, something terrible happened that shook my life.
Oh no.
My youngest boy, John, got really sick and both of his kidneys failed. The doctors said he needs a kidney transplant as soon as possible.
Oh my God!
I was devastated to hear the news. All of us were tested to see if any of us was a match. I mean, I would do anything for him. But unfortunately, none of us was a suitable donor, and John was put on the waiting list. So I had the idea to contact Nicole. I mean, she is John's half-sister, and she could save his life. The next day, I went looking for her. I hired someone to gather some information about her, and in a week, I was standing at her doorstep. I knocked on the door and waited. 5 minutes later, she opened with a strange look on her face and said, "Oh, look who's here! You finally decided you want to get to know your daughter?" I didn't know what to say, but I asked, "Do you know who I am?" And she responded sarcastically, "Hi, Henry, the father who left me and then went out to have his own family."
Oh!
She invited me in. I was trying to wrap my head around the whole thing. She knew who I was, but she didn't want anything to do with me. She was sad and upset this whole time because I didn't come looking for her. "What brings you now?" she said sharply. I was ashamed, but I said, "I have a favor to ask." Her mouth dropped open the minute I told her what I needed, and just like I expected, she refused. She said, "After all these years, you are coming back to ask me to save your son? Are you crazy? No!" I got up to leave. Her face was red from anger, but I looked around and I saw her picture with 2 little kids, and I said, "I think they're your kids. I would love to meet my grandchildren. Consider my advice to you as a parent." Her eyes started to tear up and I left without saying goodbye. A week later, I got a call from the hospital. They said they found a match.
Hey!
The whole family was beyond excited, but I was the only one who knew who the donor was. John had the transplant and he was on his way to recovery. But when we were in the hospital taking care of him, the door opened and Nicole came in with her kids. I smiled and said, "Hey everyone, please meet John's donor." The whole family looked surprised, but they showered her with hugs and kisses.
Aww.
Then I said quietly, "She's also your half-sister." The fun turned into a complete shock. It took hours of explanation and telling my story over and over again for them to understand. My wife in particular was not happy about what happened.
Wait, hold up. He didn't even tell his wife about, like, his past? He's got, like, kids with her. He's obviously, like, married. He's got a place with her. They've gone through this traumatizing thing with their son. And you're telling me out of all of that, he did not tell her anything about his past whatsoever. Just throw it out there and be like, "Hey, did you know, this is my past. I'm not proud of it, but it happened. Please don't kill me."
But in the end, she has become part of the family. And I couldn't be more grateful to marrying her mom years ago.
Wow, that is a story and a half. I don't even know what to say. I mean, it kind of happens. I mean, maybe not the whole gold digger thing, like, as often it can, but in general, families can get complicated and it can get really messy. My background is that I was born, my mum and my dad wasn't married, and my dad didn't really make too much of an effort when I was younger, and since then we've not had the best relationship. So I don't speak to my dad, but I love my mum and my nan, and when my granddad was alive, he was practically my dad, and my nan is like my second mum. So families can get complicated, but it's okay. It's kind of nice that this family, even though it is complicated and very odd, I guess, it's beautiful that they've all come together and they can share all those experiences now. But let me know in the comments what you think about this story, and obviously go check out the original channel as well. I will link the video in the description below so you can go check out this video and many others that are on my Story Animated YouTube channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye!